Hey, welcome back. Stoney Creek here. Let me show you what we've been up to. So this past few days, I'm going to tell you, family and I have been super sick. And I don't know about y'all, but being sick in the summertime just stinks. So last weekend, we pretty much stayed in bed all day other than feeding the animals. We're finally on the mend. And as you well know, being on a farm, things don't stop just because you're sick. And one of the things that we've had to worry about is time. Now, why do I say that? Because what we've wanted to do is get a garden started out here, and we're running out of time for a growing season. So even though we've been a little bit under the weather, yesterday we took time. We started a garden. Now normally this time of year we've already had 2 or 3 gardens started. We worked on the harvest. We're already starting to can. And this year, because of the move, we're just getting around to getting a garden in. So hopefully we'll get something in for the fall. Nothing like what we're used to, but something's better than nothing. Now let me tell you a little bit about how we got started on this. And I will tell you, this is probably going to be a pretty short video because I don't want to talk a lot. I'm probably going to end up coughing again. Whatever I got, it got right into the lungs. Just bad mojo. But anyway, now we started out with this big empty space. Now before we started even thinking of garden, what we did was put that premier fence up around here, and we let the goats graze that down. And what that did, that cut the vegetation down a lot closer for us to be able to work that. But at the same time, they're spread manure. So of course, they've been moved off this for a little while, and it was time to start. Now I've got a little bitty plow for my tractor, and I couldn't get enough weight on that to get it to cut. So what I did was break out the middle buster to cut through that sod, and then just go 1 row at a time. And again. And again. Now after I kind of got the hang of things, my boy wanted to jump on. He enjoys driving the tractor too, so I allowed him to do that. So after we got the main groundwork cut up with that middle buster, then we changed implements and I put on a harrow. Now what that harrow did was break down those clods, smooth out the soil, and is able to collect a lot of that top root carbon profile there. And then come the fun part, the tiller. Now I'll tell you, running this tiller is almost as much fun as running that middle buster, going 1 row at a time, back and forth, back and forth. And as you can tell, it's starting to become evening. When the wife made it home from work, she wanted to help out. So she and my boy were getting out the big clusters of the vegetative matter there as I tilled along. But then towards evening, the tiller ran out of gas. We all ran out of gas, and we called it an evening. So here we are. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Even though this is a great big root ball, primarily a root ball, it's got some of the topsoil still interlaced. We've mounted this up. I'm going to finish collecting, like right over there, there's some grass still. We still have some along here I need to collect up. Once we get done, I'm going to heap that pile up, and I'm going to cover it with a tarp. I'm going to try to superheat that to kill any weed seeds in there, that sort of thing. Then I'll remove it this winter. I'm going to allow that to break down, all that organic material in there, continue to break down. And then next spring, I'm going to put that all right back here on the garden and then till that in again. So it's not going to be a waste. It is somewhat of a waste right now because all my nutrients, of course, are right there in the top. But we had to get that garden in, so this is going to be the quickest way. So now this evening when it cools off, I left the tiller out there so I'd know where I was at. But I'm gonna finish tilling this in. I'm not gonna waste your time showing you that. But what I will do once we get this done, I'll show you what the wife's decided that we're gonna plant. We'll get all that planted and I'll show you that. And then we're gonna hope for the best. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I know this was a quick one. Certainly wish us luck on getting this garden in. Now, one of the things I didn't mention, we're in Region 7. We're in Northeast Oklahoma. And in our particular area, they're forecasting the first real hard freeze being November 15th. So even if it starts getting cold before that, I can put soft shells over those, over the plants that come up. So hopefully we'll be okay. Just keep your fingers crossed for us that we can at least get a harvest in by November 15th or so. Well, I better get off here. That tiller's calling my name, and the crazy garden's not gonna till itself. But as always, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next video.